Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host, broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM Clear Channel Studios, streaming to you on iHeart app and yorbamedia.com for all of our listeners outside the borders of the United States. All right, we've got a company that is actually sitting at the crossroads of digital media for business. Is our CEO is Ben Chodor, and he is with Sherpa Digital Media. Ben, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, my pleasure. The idea of what you're doing is so pervasive in business. Everybody who's in business really needs your product, and I wanted you to, if I can, back up a little bit, give our audience a flavor for your background, who you are, and then I want to see if we can dive into Sherpa Digital Media and see how the statement I made earlier about you being at the crossroads of digital media for business really applies to this conversation.
Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and in the mid-2000s, I started a streaming media company called Stream 57, and we were one of the first to enable corporations to deliver live and on-demand video to their employees, to their customers, or to consumers. Sold that company in the end of 2009 to a publicly traded company called Intercall West Corporation, and did a couple startups, a healthcare startup, did some mentoring, but in end of last year, saw there was a huge opportunity again for digital media, but the time had finally come, and there was a company that I was advising called Sherpa Digital Media, based in San Francisco, that was doing something really unique, and its founders, Casey Watson and Mark Strategy, did this amazing thing. They would go into Fortune 500 and 100 companies and talk to their IT and talk to their marketing departments and help them figure out how to deliver digital video. And the reason why is finally we have the pipes, which means we have the bandwidth, we have the devices, we have the need, we have the desire. And if you took 100 CTOs and put them in a room and said, what are your biggest pain points going into 2014 and 2015, one of the top three would be delivering video. And if you took 100 CEOs of these same companies and said, what are one of the things that you have to do this year and next year? And it would be deliver digital video, deliver digital media to our audience, whether it's internal and external. And the problem is there's lots of companies out there that will help you encode video or host video or create a video, but there was this unique opportunity for an organization like Sherpa to come in and consult as a digital media video agency and help you figure out how to deliver it and reach your audience and syndicate it so you get the most value for your content.
Now, that's a very focused point, but there's more to it than that. One thing I'd like to throw in on top of that, I think that one of the things that is also very important in delivering digital media is also to be able to make it instantaneously interactive.
Yep.
It's got to be interactive these days if it's really going to really grab and be disruptive and grab somebody's attention, because everybody gets to watch stuff, but being able to interact with it and bring the audience into the show through the different techniques that they've got, the different tools that they've got, I think is really, that's going to be cutting edge. What do you think about that?
Michael, you're dead on, man. It's called death by didactic, right? So you can't just sit and put a camera on and do a 45-minute presentation and push slides and expect this audience to be engaged and do the next step, do your call to action. And what Sherpa Digital Media tries to do is figure out, what are you trying to do? What is the ROI? And the ROI does not have to be money. The ROI can be, what are you trying to achieve? What is the elements of success? What does your audience want? What is the messaging you're trying to deliver? It used to be, hey, let's take any content that we would do in a physical location or we would have on our website and let's regurgitate it on the web. And we're like, whoa, no, this is a whole new world. You're in the world of TED Talks, right? 14 minutes or less. You're in a world where you can't just expect your audience to sit back, get them involved.
Let's talk about it globally, though. Let's pick it up.
Yep.
the importance of doing this, not just domestically, or through your employees in the plant or in the building, but globally. Give me your thoughts on that penetration.
This is the first time in the history of any type of organization that with a click of one button, you now can actually be engaged with every one of your employees for a global town hall.
There you go.
Any of your customers, no matter where they are. Training. Think about this. You don't have to always fly an audience in to be trained. I now can train you effectively remotely. And so it's finally at the time where it's not just like looking at a screen. I could move up. I can touch. Think of the devices. It's not just, it used to be, let's make it work on a computer. Let's take video and make it work on a computer. Now my audience can watch on iPads or tablets or iPhones. Or with the world of OTT, over the top, I now can deliver this content on Roku boxes or, Chromecast by Google or Amazon's new product or Apple TV. So I now have opened up where I can reach my audience and how I can reach our audience. And I can't imagine a corporation in America not engaging in digital media.
I agree, 100%. You actually are opening a couple of studios, one in New York and one in London, right, or UK?
We actually have one in Redwood City. Mm-hmm. We actually have Redwood right outside of San Francisco. We have one in Soho in New York City. And we're opening one up in London. We've already hired staff, and we're building out our business in the UK. And part of it is if we're going to be this agency that's going to go in there and help you figure out how to reach your audience with content and deliver this content effectively, we also have to be prepared to help you create it. We don't want to be in the business of writing your scripts, but at the same point, good in is going to be good out in anything you do. And I mean quality of video going into the internet and the quality going out. So we built these 2 studios and a third on the way to help our clients and other people's clients have a place where they can come in and create really good quality content. The days of just popping on a webcam and having pixelated video, there's a place for that, and there's a place for higher quality engagement video.
Talk to me about the one that you're building in the UK. That opening up that market has got to give you a whole new sector that you can work with, because there's so many more things out there that the gateway to Europe through the UK.
Well, the first reason we opened up the studio in the UK is because our global clients in the US were saying, hey, it's awesome that you have a location on the West Coast and a location on the East Coast, but we want you to be able to support us on the West, in EMEA as well. So we opened up an office in the UK to first, number one, support our global clients that we were already working with, but also realizing that, EMEA is so prime for this. They are in some ways so far ahead of what we're doing in the U.S. with bandwidth and internet. And because there are so many countries, in EMEA, the ability to create content in multiple languages, the ability to create content and deliver it everywhere is huge. And it is a gateway for us to also then grow into Asia as well and the APAC, because we're finding that clients want to create content, need a place to do it, need a trusted source, and Sherpa Digital Media is the agency that will help you figure it out.
So I take it that you are going to continue to move east on your expansion.
We've already closed our first client in China, and it's just a matter of time until we have, that we have a brick and mortar location there as well. And it's funny for me to say that because I'm a digital guy. I'm a digital media guy, but I also believe that you need the brick and mortar of a studio as well. So it's everything I kind of stand for in the thought of, hey, let's do it on the web. It's all about the technology. But at the same point, if you don't create something of compelling and you don't create something of quality, no one's going to pay attention to it.
Exactly. It has to be disruptive, but it's also going to be compelling. Let me know. I don't want to make any more statements. I want you to tell our audience how they can see what your work looks like, how they can get in contact with you. We'll come back on the other side and talk about the over-the-top video and why. But first, give us contact information for you.
Okay. Just reach us at www.sherpa, www.sherpadigitalmedia.com. Just sherpadigitalmedia.com. That's SHERPA digital DIGITAL media MEDIA.com.
All right, and special thanks, a shout out to 1-800 Public Relations for all their PR, media, and audience development support. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with Ben Chodor, CEO, Sherpa Digital Media. Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. Broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM Clear Channel Studios, iHeart app, and for those listeners outside the borders of the United States, yorbamedia.com. I'm joined by Ben Chodor. He is the CEO of Sherpa Digital Media, and we're going to talk start off this segment. We're talking about over-the-top videos and why. I like this. This is a good topic for me because that's the way you're going to get everybody's attention. But let's drill down into that if we can, because not everybody knows what that means.
Great. So I can give you a quick definition, my definition. Everyone has so many different definitions of OTT. To me, there was traditional terrestrial, that's regular television, then came cable, and now it's OTT, it's internet, anything on top of that. So if you watch Netflix, you're watching OTT. If you have an Apple TV, you're using OTT technology. If you're watching a movie on the web, you're using OTT technology. So it's really broad, but the key to it is it enables a corporation, an organization, to, in a way, create their own network and reach their audience and not have to just reach their audience on a tablet or a computer. I now can reach them on a TV. I can create my own network for my audience. Think about this. Between Apple TVs and Roku's, there's over 23, 24 million Americans who have purchased them in the last couple years. As the road is going, more and more people will be getting their TV via some OTT device, box, or player. And I'm a huge believer that corporate America should be embracing it too. It is a cost-effective way to deliver full quality, live and on-demand HD content on a large screen to your audience anywhere in the world.
What about the recent trends? I'm looking at your blog on your homepage, and I saw one that, and I know that you're at the cutting edge of state, not only the technology, but also the trends to watch. Bring that out for me, because that is key. It's vital to staying ahead of all the competition, knowing those trends before they show up, being a trendsetter.
Well, I mean, you can't really claim that you're a digital media agency if you're just living with yesterday's technology.
Exactly.
I mean, Michael, let me ask you a question. So, I notice you're a part of iHeart Radio, and I'm sure, hopefully, my wife is listening to this on the iHeart app, and I use iHeart. How much has that changed your show and your reach and your audience since you were able to leave just the airwaves of the Texas area?
Oh, please. In 2007, I was doing interactive videos, so it's just another thing for me. It's nothing to be cutting edge, but for other people, yes, it's a big part that they are able to get outside of that 90-mile terrestrial footprint.
Right.
That's your point, right?
Yeah, it's exactly my point. And or, if you bring it to the next thing. If you're a pharmaceutical company, and I now can create a channel, and it could be a public channel for if I have a diabetes drug for my patients or patients with diabetes to learn. And for doctors, it could be a private channel, because what's great about OTT, it offers pay-per-view or couponing. So I can make a closed network as well. Or I could actually do it for my employees, and instead of making them go into a conference room and sit around the projector with a VGA and this keystoned image and this pixelated image, I now can watch this full HD on a 60-inch screen or even larger. So it's finally got to the point that now I can deliver private and public content the way this content was meant to be. And if the audience wants to watch it on iPads and iPhones and computers, that's awesome. But this enables you to create a network and get into the living rooms also of your audience.
Describe network, the term network in your sense to us.
So in my sense, if you're a corporation, what OTT allows you to do, the way it's structured, it allows you to create a network. So let's say we are XYZ Corporation and we create our network, and then underneath it, we can have a channel for each of our brands or each of our products or each of our divisions. And then inside those channels, we can have shows, content. And so what's great is it's searchable, it's interactive, it's rateable, it can be live, it could be on demand, and it allows you to do something that's a little bit different and a little bit cutting edge compared to what all your competitors are doing. But at the end of the day, a lot of people think when they create content and they syndicate it, it means I put it on my Facebook page, I linked it to my LinkedIn page, and I have a YouTube page. That's not syndicating content. That's building content that people will come to. It's not bringing content out there. And what OTT and webcasting allows me to do is also customize that content to my audience. And one of the things that Sherpa Digital Media is all about is helping you not only create your content to deliver, but syndicate it. We're big believers that I should be able to deliver to Michael content that was meant for Michael that might be different than content I've created for Ben. And right now, everybody, when there's marketing out there, we're all getting the same link to the same content. And we're developing IP that will allow you to sit and go, oh, if this is going to a CFO at this corporation, they will get these 3 videos in a really interactive page. And if it's going to a CTO, they'll get these 4 videos and this information that's really customized for that. And I think that's one of the things as an agency we're trying to do is saying, hey, you're creating all this content, but now let's figure out a way to deliver to your audience the content that that person wants and not think that one size is going to fit all.
Yeah, there's an old statement, people don't want to get sold, they want to buy.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you're addressing now. Digital media and digital health. That's a broad-based statement, but there's something to it, and that's definitely a future trend. Bring that to me.
Well, so the company that I helped co-found before I joined Sherpa as an investor and co-CEO was a company named Haptique, which was all about delivering apps, mobile health, to its patient population. We believe the day was going to come when you're going to go into your doctor's office and you go, Michael, you have high cholesterol. I'm going to put you on Lipitor, and I'm also going to give you this cholesterol adherence app, and your blood pressure is a little high, so let me give you a blood pressure, app so I could get your blood pressure every day. And we believe that that's where connected health, mobile health is going. And that ties into mobile video, digital video, because if I'm going to reach my audience as a physician or in healthcare with apps to monitor, I'm also going to need to educate that audience. And what better way, because they're using devices to do it, than to also deliver digital educational video or digital interactive ability to talk live to a physician or, a healthcare professional. So I'm a huge believer that mobile health, and digital video are all growing at this rapid because finally there are the devices and the pipes to make it happen.
But 3 years ago, working with a medical marketing company, and I said, the problem that I see with doctors' offices, the Reader's Digest is just to put a tablet in there and give them an educational video on the procedure they're about to have. Well, the biggest problem that doctors face right now is they can only deal with the people in their neighborhood or their local area. This expands it to such a monetizable process and an educational process. I think you're 100% right on the trend right there. Don't you think that's where just focusing on the health industry, that's where it's going to go?
You nailed it. It is going that way. The ability, then if you take it where video, the ability that I don't always have to go into my physician, or that physicians now can stay engaged with you when you're not there, because a lot of the rules have changed. So, if you get readmitted to a hospital in less than 30 days, a hospital is going to get dinged. It used to be a physician's only responsibility was to take care of you when you're sick. Now they're supposed to be taking care of you as your whole healthcare continuum. So they need to be proactive, and the only way to do that is with monitoring and with digital media.
And the additional digital media that's required for preventative health.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. All right,
Absolutely.
you and I are going to get along fine. I can tell it. When you and I shake hands, we meet. This is going to be a whole new conversation. But we're going to close the segment right now. We've got to go. But please tell our audience the again one more time. I want to give you an opportunity to how they can reach you, see your work, and then see the vision of your future.
All right. Just go to www.sherpadigitalmedia.com. That's sherpadigitalmedia.com. Contact us. We'd love to show you what it's all about. We'd love to, talk to you about the road you're going down. It's very consultative with an agency flair to it, and I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan of your shows, Michael, and I feel honored to be on it.
Thank you so much, Ben. I'm looking forward to shaking hands with you.
Have a great day.
You too. Ben Chodor, CEO, SherpaDigitalMedia.com is where you can find them. Special thanks and shout out to 1-800-PublicRelations.com for all their PR, media, and audience development support. On the other side of this break, we're going to come back with Buck French, CEO, Fantex. And wait till you see how this guy turns a cash flow into a stock. You're going to love it. We'll be right back on the other side of this NBC break.